build effective remote teams. So a little background about Jobsity. We are a nearshore software development company. We are based in Colombia and also in Ecuador with our headquarters in New York. And what we do is we build teams of developers for our clients in the US and Canada. And basically what we do is we build teams for them and they manage them directly. Now, everybody does pretty much the same thing. You build a funnel, you build, hiring process. But what we try to do is source our candidates a little bit differently. Instead of going through job posting and using recruiters, what we do is we source directly our candidates. So for example, we use referral programs. We use our own employees to go and find developers because they know best what to do, what is needed, what requirements they need, what the culture is, and who will be a good fit. Another thing we do is we go straight to universities in Ecuador and also in Colombia. So we work with professors to identify great talent, students that are high achievers, that have demonstrated talent, and they are capable of working with us. So we teach the professors what we do and how we operate so they can better identify the students that could be working with us in the future. Another thing we do a lot of networking. We work with a lot of local groups. We also work with doing workshops, doing events, new networking conferences. And there we get to meet developers and we get to talk to them one-on-one. Why do we do this? Is because it gives us a better pool of candidates. A lot of times you do a search, you go on monster.com, you put in your requirements, but are you getting the best candidates possible? You get a wealth of candidates, but then you have to do all this screening. But here, we have people doing screening for us, which actually reduces the pool and gives us a better group of candidates. Then we put them in our system, and we go through the normal steps of finding developers. So we do a screening interview, and here we do it a little bit differently because we start off doing English because we're getting our developers from South America. And the first thing we need to do is basically see what their English proficiency is because they're going to be working directly with American counterparts. So they have to have a great level of English. We look at their communication skills. We look at their creativity, the way they code. Then we do a smart interview that goes into more about soft skills. Are they able to explain solutions to our customers? Are they able to be creative? Are they able to use the best practices? And we look at the work they've done, where they worked, and their experience. Then we do a technical interview, which is actually a senior developer that takes the lead. And there they go through code theory, they do frameworks, how they build an application, how they present themselves when it comes to solutions. And then we do a code challenge, which is usually a 3-day test that they take home and they build a small application or website. And we ask them to put as much effort as possible because then we go back to them and we do feedback. And a lot of companies don't do feedback, but we love to do feedback because we have to humanize the hiring process. They're people too. So you need to talk to them. You need to tell them, okay, this is what you did right, this is what you did wrong, this is where you can improve on. So they can grow and develop themselves. They might not be right for you, but they could be right for somebody else. And you should do a good job of helping them and giving them feedback. And then we basically assemble a team, senior staff, and also some developers, and we go through all the data. Their code challenges, their education, their background. And then we come up with an algorithm, and then we figure out which ones are best. At the end, we take about 5% of the candidates. But how does the committee look at a candidate? So we look at 4 main things. We look at hard skills. For example, how they code, how well they code, their education. We look at their experience. How many years they've been coding? Have they been contributing to GitHub? Have they been developing applications? Then we look at soft skills. Soft skills are very important because those are the skills that are going to be building and developing in the future. So for example, critical thinking. Are they able to communicate and resolve a problem and explain what they're doing? We also look at passion, because passion is important. Do they love what they do? Do they love doing React.js? Do they love doing Drupal or anything else? It doesn't matter, as long as they have passion and they show that they have passion. And why is passion important? Meet Aurora Kwando. He's the computer science and technology teacher at Kumasi Junior High. It's a small city outside of Accra, the capital of Ghana. He has no computers, but he loves what he does. He loves computers, he loves technology, and he loves his students. So every day, he goes in his classroom and he draws out the screens, the application screens, and he teaches his students that way. That is determination. That is passion for what he's doing. So, and the worst thing is, he shares the classroom with other teachers. So he has to erase the board at the end of each class, and he starts over every single day, in and out. That is passion. But this is a really nice story. So he posted this picture on Facebook, and then it went viral. Within a couple of weeks, BBC, NPR picked up the story, and then donations started coming in. Microsoft donated computers. They gave him a voucher for their certified educator program, and then they sent him to Singapore. They had a big conference, the Microsoft Educator Summit, where you had teachers and educators from all around the world, and they gave him an applause, a standing ovation for his contribution. So one person, because of his passion and his determination, he brought real change to his class, to his students, to his community, and to Ghana, a whole country. Imagine how many people would be affected. We want to look for people that have that kind of passion. Now, when you have passion and you have soft skills, you have potential. So everybody knows this guy, right? Tom Brady. Yeah, he stole Mike's girlfriend, Giselle. Long story. Oh, yeah. I got some pictures on my phone later. No, really. So anyways, Tom Brady won 5 Super Bowls, 14 division titles, 8 AFC championships. But this is a scouting report when he entered the draft in 2000. I'll let you have a second to look at it. Look at the pros, look at the cons. Now, they're not like saying MVP. They're not saying future Hall of Famer. You're not saying, oh, this guy's the next best thing is Manning, right? He's average when you think about it. But wait a second. It's Tom Brady. So Bill Belichick actually planned on drafting him right from the beginning. And he got him 199th in the draft. So 198 players came before him. Can you believe that? 7 quarterbacks came before him. But Tom Brady was amazing. So what did Bill Belichick see in him? Well, he saw the cons and said, okay, that's a work in progress. He saw the pros. You go, that's soft skills. He saw a smart guy. He could read coverage. He was mature for his age. There was potential. And Bill Belichick said, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to develop him. I'm going to take the time to develop him. Within a year, he was playing, and the Patriots have been winning every single season since then. They never had a losing season. But Bill Belichick basically saw potential, and he seized it. So I want you to go and look at your candidates and see their potential. Now, what's our secret sauce algorithm? Well, it kind of looks like this. You take skills, experience, soft skills, to the power of passion. And then you do investment. That's how you get a great developer. So how do we do investment? I'll ask you a question in order to answer that question. Who can tell me why German products are so good and such high quality? Anybody? 2 words. It's called duale Ausbildung. If you speak German, I'm just so sorry that I just destroyed it. But dual Ausbildung basically means dual education. So what it does, it brings theoretical coursework in the classroom and on-the-job training. So they take both. They take a new hire, they put them in this program that can last up to 3 years. And during those 3 years, he's getting coursework and he's getting on-the-job training. When they get those two together, and investing in the person, what they get is a highly skilled workforce. And that's why they have such high quality. Because the people that start on the job on the factory floor, they have experience, they have confidence, and they have the skills to succeed before they start working. It's not a magic formula. It's experience, having the time to develop, and building their skill sets before they hit the factory floor. So what we decided to do was basically emulate this system because we think it works so great. So what do? We do hands-on training. So we get new hires and we give them internal projects and we do pro bono projects for the local communities in Colombia and Ecuador. So they work on projects under a senior developer so they can learn on-the-job skills. Then we do mentoring. So they have a senior developer they work under. So they're being supervised, they're getting tips and ideas, best practices, how to do things. And then we do classroom theoretical work, code theory. What's the latest developments in React.js? Like a few weeks ago, we did Angular 2 courses. So they spend about 3 to 4 months doing classroom work, hands-on training, and mentoring. So after four months, they're trained, they're ready. They've been doing real projects with real requirements, with real deadlines. They've been learning about code theories. So we're taking their potential and we're growing them out to be great developers. And why do we do this? It's simple. This is cheaper than losing a customer. It is much, much cheaper than losing a customer. You get the right people in place, you train them up, you develop them, they become your best-selling asset. So we take the time to develop our developers. We give them classroom work, we give them mentoring, we give them hands-on training until they get to a point where they become senior developers. And when they become senior developers, they don't stop learning. At that point, they start learning a new skill, how to be mentors, how to teach others, how to think about how am I supposed to teach this concept. It's a different way of thinking. And that makes them even better developers. So we take the time to invest in people. Now, I promised earlier that I was going to talk about, how to build a team. Honestly, there's never been a better time. We have a wealth of software, of applications out there that you can use in order to work with a team remotely. There's actually almost no divide anymore. The same tools that you're using internally are the same tools you're going to be using with a remote team. You're going to be using Slack. You're going to be using Jira. You're going to be using Zoom and Dropbox and other applications. There's no more this set of applications for yourself and this set of applications for your external workers. They're the same ones. So really, I cannot give you any tips about that because whatever you use is whatever is best for you. So what I can give you in tip-wise is manage expectations and do relationship building. Get to know who you work with. Get to know how they think, how they do things. Bring them over. For example, in 2017, 40% of our developers actually went to see our clients to get them to know each other. For long-term relationships, we would love to have our clients come to us. For example, we have an awesome office in Cartagena, Colombia, which is on the Caribbean. It's beautiful. You got nice beaches. You got mojitos. You got some salsa. It's fantastic. So our colleagues in the US, they come and visit us and they take a work vacation. They get to work with us and decompress at the same time. It's fantastic. And now another thing you can do is look at culture. Now, it's not just about your culture, but also their culture. So they need to understand how you work and how you operate, but you also need to learn how they operate and what their culture is in order to align it. Then you have to look at communication expectations. Your goals might not be their goals. So you need to talk to them and realign them in order to work together better. And communication is key. You have to work with them, you have to talk to them, you have to keep on talking to them all the time. And it's not just that, when you're onboarding or you're doing a kickoff meeting or you're doing a new task or a new project, you have to talk to them all the time. You have to do, for example, team building events. Like our guys, we do PS, we have PlayStation, so we do like competition tournaments with our colleagues in the US, just to get to know each other and have fun. It's team building exercises. We do lunch and learns. We get our team with their team, and we do a lunch and learn to learn about a new, like Angular 2 or React.js, new practices, so we can learn and develop. Actually, we met a few of you, and we extended an invitation to do lunch and learn with us. And if anybody here is actually interested, we would love to learn from you, and vice versa. It's a great way to develop teamwork. And also, we do code reviews together. We take the time to go and review everything. So the only thing I can really tell you is to do this. Talk, talk, talk. Create a Slack channel so people can just talk to each other. Get to know each other on a professional level and also at the personal level. It's the best way to build a team. And I guess in closing, what I would like to do is basically give you 7 points to take with you. The first one is to source candidates directly. You get better candidates that way. Go meet them. Go talk to them. Use your employees to find you people. Go with universities and build relationships with professors to find the best candidates. Humanize your hiring process. It's very important. They are people too. Help them grow. Even if they're not right for you, help them grow. Give them tips, give them ideas. We didn't hire you because it's not exactly the talent fit, but maybe I know somebody else that could hire you. And this is how you should approach them and how you should do things. We should also use a holistic approach. Look at hard skills, look at soft skills, look at passion, especially passion. Look at the big picture, because if you look at the big picture, you'll be able to spot potential. People that maybe are not completely right for you now, but if you invest in them in a year, they'll be even better than you ever believed. So believe in people and believe in potential. Another thing is, I didn't mention it before, but embrace diversity. Bring people from all walks of life. Bring people that can bring new ideas, new experiences, so the whole is greater than the individual. Make your company a larger experience with larger experiences, more information that comes in, more ideas, and that'll make your innovation, your creativity even greater. Another thing is invest in training like we do. Take the time to develop people. Developers don't just pop out of the womb. They take time, right? They take time to develop. You have to give them training. And then manage expectations, and you have to keep on talking and communicating. Thank you.